Awakening to God's call. Imagine waking up one morning to a deep, Yet David, armed with nothing more than a slingshot and his faith, didn't falter. Why? Because David knew something others didn't. God's strength was with him. This story isn't just a tale from ancient times. It's a reminder, a beacon of hope for us today. You, too, may face giants in your life. Perhaps it's a daunting personal struggle, a financial burden, or an emotional battle you feel unequipped to win. But just as God equipped David, He has also equipped you. God's promise is clear: "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9. In the face of adversity, when you feel weak, God's power shines brightest. He doesn't ask you to rely on your limited strength. Instead, He invites you to lean on His boundless might. Let go of the belief that you must do it all on your own. Like David, you are not fighting your battles alone. When you trust in God, the seemingly impossible becomes possible. With God by your side, the giants in your life, no matter how formidable they seem, will fall. God's promise of strength is not just for the chosen few. It's for every person who places their trust in Him. You are more than capable, not because of your own strength, but because of the limitless power that God has placed within you. Facing challenges with courage. In every story of victory, there's a moment, often in the darkest hour, when a decision must be made. Will you give in to fear, or will you rise with courage? It's in these moments that true triumph is born. Life will bring its share of trials. There will be days when the weight of your struggles feels unbearable, when the mountain before you seems impossible to climb. But never forget, God walks beside you through every challenge, no matter how daunting it may seem. Let's go back to the story of Joshua. After Moses passed, the responsibility of leading the Israelites fell on Joshua's shoulders. It was an immense task. Not only did he have to guide a vast number of people through treacherous lands, but they were also surrounded by enemies at every turn. Joshua faced uncertainty, fear, and danger. Yet, through it all, God spoke to him with one clear command: be strong and courageous. Joshua 1 verse 9. This wasn't just an encouragement, it was a divine assurance that Joshua would never face his battles alone. And so, despite the overwhelming odds, Joshua led the Israelites into the promised land. With God's strength behind him, every enemy was conquered, and every obstacle was overcome. Joshua's faith and courage allowed him to lead his people to victory. In your life, you too will face trials that seem insurmountable. Challenges that make you question your strength and your ability to move forward. In those moments, God's message to you remains the same: be strong and courageous. The path ahead may be filled with uncertainty, but trust that God is already preparing the way. When fear whispers in your ear, telling you that you're not enough, remember that God is the one who equips you. When doubts rise within you, trying to steal your hope, remind yourself that God's power is greater than any obstacle you face. Just as He did for Joshua, God's hand goes before you, clearing away the darkness and lighting the path toward victory. Courage doesn't mean you won't feel fear. It means you choose to move forward in faith despite it. When you face life's challenges with God at your side, no battle is too great. The giants may stand tall, but with God's strength, they will fall. The storms may rage, but with His guidance, you will stand firm. Every trial is an opportunity to witness the greatness of God at work in your life. So, when life demands courage, step forward with confidence. God is with you. The challenges you face are not there to defeat you, they are there to help you grow, to strengthen your faith, and to bring you closer to the profound victories that God has planned for you. Personal story, a time of trial. Let me share a story of a woman named Sarah. Sarah had always been a woman of faith, but when she lost her job unexpectedly, her faith was shaken. For months, she searched for employment, but every door seemed to close. Bills piled up, and fear began to settle into her heart. She prayed, but the answers didn't seem to come. One evening, as Sarah sat in her living room, tears streaming down her face, she opened her Bible and came across this verse: "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." In that moment, Sarah felt a warmth, a reassurance that God had not abandoned her, even in her struggle. She made a decision that night to stop worrying and start trusting. The very next week, Sarah received a phone call from an old acquaintance offering her a job that paid more than her previous one and allowed her to work from home, something she had always wanted. It wasn't just a job, it was a blessing that exceeded her expectations. Sarah's story reminds us that God's timing is perfect. And when we trust Him, even in our darkest hours, He will provide in ways we could never have imagined. Divine protection and victory. As you walk through life's journey, it's easy to feel vulnerable when the weight of your battles presses down on you. Yet, there is a truth you must hold on to: you are never alone. In every battle, every struggle, every dark moment, God stands with you, shielding you from harm and giving you the strength to rise and prevail. The Bible offers us a powerful promise in Isaiah: "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." Isaiah 54 verse 17. These words are not simply an echo from the past, they are alive, relevant, and meant for you today. God's protection is not something reserved for the ancient stories, it is a present, active force that surrounds you in every step you take. Life's challenges can often feel like battles we are ill-prepared for. Whether it's a sudden hardship, a betrayal, or an overwhelming circumstance, the enemy's weapons can appear daunting. But take heart. God has already equipped you with everything you need to conquer these foes. The weapons may form. The storms may rage, but they will not defeat you. Those who rise against you, whether it be fear, doubt, or any opposition, will scatter in the presence of the light that God has placed within you. Picture this: in every moment of fear or doubt, an army of angels stands guard around you. You may not see them, but they are there, strong, vigilant, and unwavering. This is the essence of divine protection. God, in His infinite love and mercy, ensures that no harm comes to His cherished ones. You are one of His most beloved, and His mighty hand goes before you, paving the way for victory. Look at the stories of old. From Daniel in the lion's den to the Israelites crossing the Red Sea, divine protection has always been present in the lives of those who trust in God. When the world says, "It's over," God says, "It's just beginning." His protection is not just a defense against harm, it is the assurance that every challenge you face will lead to a greater victory than you could have imagined. When you feel the pressure of life bearing down on you, remember this: God is your protector, your refuge, your shield. No force in this world, no weapon, no enemy, can stand against the power of God's love for you. In the quietest of moments, when fear creeps in, or when the chaos of life threatens to overwhelm, hold fast to this truth: you are divinely protected, and your victory is certain. You are chosen by God. His hand rests upon your life. And because of this, you can walk forward with a boldness and confidence that no enemy can shake. Fear will bow, doubt will crumble, and every obstacle will fade before the power of God's protection and love. This is the victory He promises you, a victory born not just of strength but of faith and trust in His eternal promise. So, when the trials come, when the battles rage, lift your head high. You are not fighting alone. God is your shield, and in Him, every battle becomes a path to triumph. Personal story: a battle of faith. John, a young man full of dreams and aspirations, found himself struggling with an illness that doctors said was incurable. He was told that he had to live with this condition for the rest of his life. The news devastated him, but John wasn't ready to give up. His faith was strong, and he believed that with God, all things were possible. For months, John prayed, and though there were no immediate signs of healing, he remained steadfast. He sought treatment, kept his faith strong, and believed that God had a plan for him. A year later, during a routine checkup, the doctors were astounded. John's condition had not only improved, but it had completely disappeared. This story serves as a reminder that God is a healer, and no matter what the situation looks like, faith can move mountains. John's perseverance and trust in God brought him the healing he longed for. Overcoming trials with faith. As we journey through life, trials are inevitable. Some are brief moments of difficulty, while others feel like unending storms. These challenges test not only our strength but also the depth of our faith. Yet, it is in these very moments of struggle that our faith has the greatest opportunity to grow, to be refined like gold through the fire. One of the most powerful stories of enduring faith in the face of immense trials is that of Job. Job was a man of great faith and integrity, blessed with wealth, family, and health. But in a sudden turn of events, Job lost it all: his riches, his loved ones, and even his health. It was as though his entire world had crumbled around him. In the midst of his suffering, Job's friends and even his wife urged him to curse God and abandon his faith. But Job, despite his confusion and heartache, remained faithful to God. Job didn't have all the answers. He didn't understand why he was being tested, but he knew one thing: God's plan was greater than what he could see in that moment. Even in his darkest hours, Job trusted that God's wisdom and love would prevail. And in the end, Job's faith was rewarded. God restored everything Job had lost, and not just restored it, but multiplied it. Job received back far more than he had before, showing that faith in God, even during the hardest trials, leads to unimaginable blessings. You, too, may be facing trials right now that feel unbearable, challenges that seem too great, losses that cut deep into your heart. You may be asking yourself, why is this happening? Why is this path so difficult? But remember the story of Job. Your trials are not a sign that God has abandoned you. Rather, They are a testament to His refining work in your life. Just as fire purifies gold, your faith is being purified and strengthened through these difficult moments. God is using every trial to draw you closer to Him, to teach you to trust Him more deeply, and to mold you into the person He has created you to be. Though it may not be clear now, every hardship is an opportunity to grow in faith and perseverance. In the book of James, we are reminded, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance." James 1 verses 2-3. This doesn't mean we should celebrate the pain, but rather, we should recognize the greater purpose behind it. God sees your struggles. He is not blind to your suffering, nor is He distant. He walks with you through the fire, holding your hand, guiding your steps, and strengthening your spirit. And just as He restored Job, God will restore everything that has been broken in your life. Your loss is not final. Your pain is not the end of the story. There is a greater plan at work, one that promises healing, restoration, and blessing beyond what you can imagine. So, in the face of trials, do not lose heart. Stand firm in your faith. Trust that God is working, even when you cannot see the outcome. Know that your perseverance, your trust, and your unwavering belief in God's goodness will lead to a future filled with His abundant grace and love. You are not alone in your struggles. God is with you, and just as He brought Job through the fire to a place of incredible blessing, He will do the same for you. Hold on to your faith, and watch as God transforms your trials into triumphs. The power of faith and God's love. As you navigate your life's journey, remember that every step you take in faith is a step toward victory. God's love for you is unwavering, and His plan for your life is greater than anything you can imagine. In moments of doubt, when fear threatens to overwhelm you, stand firm in the knowledge that God is with you. His love surrounds you, His strength sustains you, and His blessings are ready to be poured out upon you. So, take heart, my friend. God's plan for you is beautiful, filled with purpose, love, and joy. Step forward in faith, and watch as He transforms your life in ways you never thought possible.
If this message resonates with you, hit that like button and let the universe know you're ready for your breakthrough. Subscribe to our channel for more transformative insights and guidance on your journey to abundance. Share this video with friends and family who need to hear this today. Let's amplify our positive energy together. Your engagement not only helps us grow but also strengthens the cosmic energy we are building as a community. Together, we can uplift each other and manifest our dreams into reality, one positive action at a time.